You got to zig when everyone else zags. Okay, so if you got to have a unique selling proposition. You got to have some sort of point of differentiation. Okay, you can't just use the same research tools, follow the same, the formulas, and come up with the same product, right? Because if you start out from the same place as everyone else, you end up at the same place as everyone else. So going back to Lucy Sherman, seven-figure seller based in Australia, she said, when she created her business, her and her business partner, okay, while everyone else was choosing the same lightweight product that cost around $20, with the low reviews, she went the other way. Okay, she chose an oversized product that people definitely didn't recommend because of all the shipping and then the additional Amazon fees, etc. And then instead of selling it for around like $25, $50, she sold it for $250. Okay, so think about that. Her and her business partner, they were able to quickly sell out on Amazon the first order. Okay, so they reordered, they learned from the product mistakes, from the reviews, right? They pivoted. Remember, like rule number one, right? Failure.
That's right.
Either you win or you learn, right? So it was a small win. It wasn't like $1 million business day one. It took 4 years for her to build it up and to exit it for over $1 million, right? Okay, so the key thing is, she zigged when everyone else zagged. And then something else that I like to add to this is when you're looking for product ideas, I know this is like one of the biggest challenges, sticking points for a lot of the people watching out there. Even if you're a seven-figure seller, it's not that easy, or if you're a beginner, right? So looking for product ideas, I love what our buddy Tim Jordan says, right? He says to look off of Amazon. Right? He thinks differently in this respect. And in his training on our seven-figure sales summit, day one, he really walks through how seven-figure sellers find profitable product ideas off of Amazon. Okay, because why? Because Amazon may be saturated. Okay, so he likes to look at other sites like Etsy, for example. There's a lot of handmade custom products out there. You can identify the trends. These products aren't on Amazon, right? And then you can use the tools to do all the research, right? He goes on Pinterest, right? A lot of people really, they pin things, stuff they like. Maybe it's not mainstream yet. Okay, you can spot trends very early on the product lifecycle. Okay, right. And even on YouTube, think about it. It's not just to kill time, right? But he could really dives into different niches, like into cooking. He and I were both into cooking, and then he used a really interesting example to find a dozen product ideas just from one YouTube video. So highly recommend you guys check that out if you get a chance on the summit. But think about looking off of Amazon. All right, you got to zig when everyone else zags. All right. If you're sourcing the exact same thing from the same place as everyone else, it kind of, it's easy for people to copycat that, right? So, think differently. Zig when everyone else zags. Consider India, for example. Okay, India is up and coming when it comes to sourcing. Okay, it doesn't offer the same broad selection, but there's certain categories in wooden products, for example, in eco-friendly products, in certain types of handmade type products. Okay, lighting fixtures, for example. In our summit, we had Meghala Bardwash. She's really the go-to person when it comes to sourcing from India. She runs the India sourcing trip, the virtual India sourcing fair. And then there's a lot of potential profitable products, looking away from where everyone else is looking. All right. Why do you do this? Because if you do this, probably 95% of people aren't looking at it. So you can find more products that other people aren't looking at, to differentiate yourself and also to reduce the number of copycats, because 75% of the new sellers are from China, right?